Welcome back to Irondice mode, where we're about to do our first actual session of Samuel. Timmy, why do you look fucking psychotic?
I was looking at the camera. That's what I was supposed to do.
No one can join the beginning of an episode normally. Not you, not David. It's impossible.
I didn't know where to look. What am I
Everyone
supposed to
has
look
to
at?
say or do a funny thing in the first 10 seconds. It's mandatory.
I was just looking at you, man. I was paying attention.
Well, we realized while we were gone that we had forgotten the most important part of D&D 2nd Edition, which is of course rolling HP. So, Timmy, if you'd please roll a 1d6.
That's it.
That's it.
Historically, I'm very bad with these. I once had a character that had 13 HP at level 9.
The beta test character that we played before we played first Irondice mode was slightly worse than that and only had 1 HP. You at least have 2.
2, no bonuses at all?
Nope.
Is have low con?
You're lucky you don't have a negative to it.
Yeah. Alright, 2.
2. You don't get bonuses to HP until like con 15, by the way. So, it's
okay.
Crazy. Tell me about
I can't
Samuel.
wait to die in with his. It'll be great. Samuel is an affable everyman. Yeah, I suppose in the way. He's charismatic in the way that he is very friendly. He's not particularly attractive or suave or anything like that. He's just a very friendly guy. My phone's going off.
That's not good. That's very unprofessional of you.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn it off. 1 second. My bad.
There
we go. Very affable, friendly kind of guy, which gets people to like him very easily. But it also, that kind of attitude also annoys certain other types of people, particularly people he tends to investigate get very annoyed with him. Because he just shows up, clearly investigating them, and just try to act like their friend, and it doesn't always go well. He's 38. He grew up most of his life as a physical laborer in the city, doing odd jobs whenever he could. Joined the police force, I don't know what it is, the town guard, whatever.
Yeah, town guard.
The city guard. Joined the town guard relatively recently, within the last 5 years. Mostly worked desk jobs and, like guard positions. But through some event, managed to get himself promoted to some sort of field detective position.
You've been a bit of a street cop so far. You've been walking the streets, just keeping the order, and you did a good job. So now you're an investigator. Now you're in intelligence.
Yeah, I just haven't happened to get into any like big scruffs.
Yeah, and you do have a low intelligence score, but that's probably just like knowledge, right? Like you're not very knowledgeable about the sciences or the gods or whatever. It's low education.
Yeah, but I think his like decent wisdom and his relatively high charisma give him understanding of people. He gets people he can like kind of vibe out when people are lying to him, when people are, he can suss out when people aren't exactly what they say they are.
Maybe just
and then
the
make
best memories.
Yeah.
Which is why
he carries around his notebook, his pen and pad.
Yes. At what age did you learn to write and read?
I think I probably learned quite young. I think it was a curious, industrious lad. Learned it either because he met someone who knew he had a friend who he got to teach him, or maybe his parents were just passionate about teaching him those kinds of skills that would help him succeed later in life.
Yeah, great. Fantastic, even. Well done. Samuel, you have been promoted to detective work. This is new for you. And you've been kind of itching, because you haven't really gotten a proper case yet. You've been doing... You were a street cop, street guard. You were working a lot with people, and while you got a promotion, you hadn't really gotten something to work on for a bit. So you've still been doing your old job, even though you technically had a promotion. And that is about to change. It is finally about to change. It is the big day. When your superior calls you into a job. You called into the office of Guard Captain Agnes. Agnes, yeah, see, you don't. For the audience, while we were gone, Timmy has named a bunch of anonymous characters, so he's going to have that reaction to every NPC we introduce. It's gonna be great. Guard Captain Agnes is a 45-year-old woman who definitely probably got this position through some form of nepotism, but has made it her like life goal to make sure that no one ever had that impression of her. She is cutthroat, extremely competent, takes no bullshit, just a straightforward professional lady. Very good at her job. She calls you in, and she explains to you that something in town that she really wanted to ignore because it really isn't that important, but it has gotten more important, and now she has to placate management, so to say, by having someone deal with this.
Right.
And that's you. So we're going to shift the mood a little bit and talk about what we're going to investigate. You get described to you that it is currently September. It's getting towards the less warm months. It still doesn't get below 0 Celsius here, but you know, it's starting to get towards the months where maybe it will be like 8 to 10 degrees outside, and people want to wear a coat.
Cowards.
Right. The two Nordic players here would never do such a thing. The Canadian and the Swede. But what she describes to you is that ever since the beginning of summer, periodically, there have been people turning up dead in quite a peculiar way. Initially, it was mostly foreign sailors. You might want to take notes of this. She marks down to you.
Okay.
It was mostly foreign sailors.
I pull out my notebook.
Yeah, excellent.
Dip my. I have like a little like in my coat. I have like a little pocket where I kept my ink bottle where I dip it in quickly and then right now.
You can tell that Agnes says this to you in like a. I noticed you weren't doing this, and if you want to succeed, you probably freaking should. Almost like a disapproving kind of a way. I had to buy my own fucking pen and pad. You did.
And she thinks that she can just tell me all this shit?
Yep.
Okay.
So
I have a notebook in Foundry. This would be easier way to do this.
You don't. You can make a document in the drive folder if you want to.
Let's make a document in my D&D folder.
Do it yourself. That's fine. Here's guys in a way that dead bodies of since the beginning of summer have been turning up. Initially, it was mostly foreign sailors who came in from other counties around the Kingdom of Chaldeus. Some from the island of Pali. In fact, more than you'd expect from the Kingdom of Pali, because Pali doesn't send a lot of sailors to begin with. It's very rare for Pali people to be able to make it up here. Pali is the island far south of here.
Yeah, I see it.
And in order to travel from Pali, you'd have to go through Orus and Column, which are two little cities here, because you cannot really safely travel south of the peninsula. That's not really doable. So, because of sea monsters. So you have to like dock on land and then walk a long way and then have a different boat and go there. So that's why sailors from Pali are quite rare. But a lot of them
were dead. Where are we exactly?
Robur.
We're in Robur?
Robur, yeah, Robur. Okay. Which is Robur County makes up Riad, Lusum, Cusel, and Robur. Those four little towns around this.
All right, so the county does this entire little bay and sea little thing. Okay.
And they were turning up dead, and they were turning up dead in a peculiar way, which is that they were suddenly floating to the surface weeks to a month after they were seemingly killed. And this kept happening. They don't know exactly how many people have turned up dead by now, because who counts? They're like sailors.
Yeah. So we're turning up not like, recently dead by. We're turning up like on the way to becoming a skeleton.
Yeah, like with notable fish-eating wounds and like blue. Like not like they died years ago, but like a week to a month ago they died.
But yeah, they've been underwater.
Yeah.
The water like has like torn away all of their skin, and they've been fucking
Quite
a bunch
bit.
of them have been eaten.
Yeah.
Eaten by
some
fish.
more
So
intact, some less intact. It's been pretty disgusting. But it's also been pretty consistent. Like, no one's turning up much later. No one's turning up immediately. It's been very consistently this time period since death, pretty much. And again, no one knows exactly how many people, but it's like been a thing that's been happening this whole summer. And the commoners have pretty much noted this down to a curse. And this is why it's becoming a problem. You see, actually, if I go into character bit, she goes, you see, it's not good for the town when people are convinced that our port of entry is cursed by the gods with some death curse. We're lucky that the commoners are disagreeing on what god to appease to solve this issue. Some argue that it's Punyar, because apparently a lot of the sailors who came in were carrying grains. And so Punyar got a food they think was offended by some grain mixing. Others say that it's Bylad, god of law and order and society, because we're importing foreign goods that don't belong in our city. Others yet say that it's Chalk, god of the ocean and the sea, because it's the bay, it's the port. Why wouldn't they blame it on Chalk? Makes sense. I think it's murderers and hoodlums, gang violence, so to say. That's why you're on the job, and I haven't gone to the clerics. You understand?
He nods his head.
Yeah. Well, anyway, the reason why this is brought up more recently is because, well, you know the Dockmaster, right? Dockmaster's got an assistant. They're both young. Dockmaster is this lady, Marina. I'm just gonna write that down because I improvised that right now.
Oh, and Maria shows up. This is gonna be a problem.
Marina. Yes.
Yeah. The Dockmaster, Marina, and their assistant.
Yes, and her assistant, Arnold. Marina is in her mid-20s. She just took over this job after her father died. Arnold came from a quite well-off, not noble. They're obviously not noble. They're a merchant family here in town, but quite well off. And so for their youngest son to go into Dockmaster, it seemed like he couldn't take over the business, but they weren't quite happy about it. But at least he was doing a good job. Well, now Arnold's turned up dead in this way. He was missing for the last 3 weeks, and his corpse was able to be identified when it came back up. Now that we have a rich boy doing a job of passion that his parents barely wanted him to be allowed to do, well, now we got a bigger problem, because now we got some rich folks knocking down my door.
So, boss, so you say it's mostly been sailors.
Yeah.
Is this the first local?
Not the first, but the first notable one. And also, many of the sailors that showed up have also been locals, but who go elsewhere.
Okay.
But initially, it was mostly poly sailors. That was the beginning of it.
I just referred to continue.
That is the information that I have. It is your job to figure out what's going on. You have 2 missions here. Of lower importance is putting someone on the gallows for this. That'd be great if you can do it. Fantastic. Of bigger importance is figuring out how this is done and roundabouts who's doing it so that we can break the idea that our bay is cursed. It's bad for business. That's your job. Have at it. Unless you got some questions.
He looks down at his pad and he says, "No, I think that'll be all, boss. Thank you. I'll get
No
around
problem,
it."
Daniel. Oh, and before you leave, you know your old man, Hugh, and you would know that this is a guy who was a bit of a mentor to you when you came into this profession. He used to be a street cop like you, and then he was a detective for a long time, and now he's sort of back to passive guard duty because he's too old.
Yeah.
But he's been teaching you the job. She pretty much says
Sure.
that if you need you for anything, he's yours to call on for this job.
I nod my head.
Well, have at it. I wish you good luck. And if you run into a wall on this one, don't worry too much about it.
I smile and say, "Thanks, boss. I won't let you down."
All right? And she lets you go.
And I walk out.
Let's talk about
And,
Robur.
Sure.
Yes, before you do anything specific. Here is a very quick version of Robur. Robur is known as... It's on the cameras.
Yep.
Robur is known as the town of the three walls. It has the outer wall that just protects most of the city. It has the inner wall here that protects the dock district from the rest of the city. And it has the castle wall that goes around the actual keep for the countess of this place.
Hey, wait, can you hold it up again?
Yeah.
Hold it. Shit. Hold it steady. That's perfect. Okay.
Screenshotting.
Yes.
This
And it's in my notes. There we go.
Okay, fantastic.
All right.
So you got the...
Wolverine.
Yes.
Is that a gang?
Yes, that is a gang that exists there.
Yeah. It looks like the place is pretty racially segregated.
Everyone lives everywhere, but there's like clusters, right? So you got like more dwarves live in the northwest.
We don't have Chinatown. We have Dwarvetown.
Yeah, more halflings live in the southwest, but like
Sure.
there are dwarves and halflings everywhere.
Right. The rich district is over the river near the bay.
Right. So the
Wait,
river
what?
is actually on the side of town, outside of town, right? You have the
Right.
inner wall, which is the
What's a wall?
circular thing. Yeah. So the inner
Yes.
wall does protect the dock district from the rest of town. And the dock district is more well off in this town, which is a twist on how it regularly is. Because usually you have the dock district, it's run down, it's dirty, it's poor. But in this place, Robur is a place of commerce. A lot of important goods go out of Robur, especially a lot of valuable gems leave this place because it has access to the hills behind Cusel, which is the town next over. Cusel doesn't really have a port, so Cusel transports things to Robur. They come out here. Cusel is subservient to Robur anyway, so a lot of important goods and valuables leave Robur and they go south from here into the oceans. And so, because of this, the wealthy people want to live around the docks. This, however, creates a very quick line of like extreme difference between the very, very closest parts to the docks, where you still have like dirty workers, a lot of physical labor, a lot of like little guilds around like dock working and stuff. So you have like the richest and the poorest both live in the dock district, and then everyone outside of the dock district in like the regular town of Robur is like somewhere in between.
The middle class.
Which is just the poor class, but they don't do dock work. So they're
Yeah.
the poor class, but less dirty, hopefully.
Yeah.
That's
For
about
sure.
it.
Okay.
Another thing here is that because of your crime is related to the ocean, right? A lot of the coastline here is very muddy. You have a very, very shallow and long coast here that goes way, way out. You could
Yeah.
stand on the floor like hundreds of meters out into the ocean here. And so on low tide,
It's like a bad place for a port city.
right, it is. It is a bad place for port city. They've really had to try. Ryad, which is right close, that's like the really good port city that's close by, but things need to come to Roebuck because this is where power is. So you have these really, really long, muddy areas, and then eventually it gets deeper. And so what they have here is they have these long docks. Not complex. Like, I know you've played in a complex dock town of mine before, out in Arkan.
Yes.
That is actually more what Ryad is like. Robur just has
But he's got long docks.
This just has long docks that go way out into the ocean, and that's where the boats are, and that's where the bodies are popping up.
Okay.
And those docks usually go above, like, quote-unquote land for most of it, because there's just these mud flats that appear first before you get to. But then on high tide, of course, it will be barely underwater in those areas.
Okay.
Yep, that's it.
All right. The first place Samuel's going to go, when did Arnold show up dead?
Arnold showed up dead. One second. It is September. Let's real quickly write down a little calendar for us. And 4 weeks. So Arnold would show up dead on September 1st.
And today is?
Let's roll a 1d4. It is 4 days later, so 1, 2, 3, 4. It is currently... If Arnold showed up dead on Monday, it is currently Friday.
So it is Monday, September 1st, and today is...
September 4th.
Friday, September... What?
Why,
You said it was Monday to Friday?
Right, so it is 5th.
It's the 5th.
Yes. I just can't do math. It's an affliction.
Yeah. It's fine. Alright, so it's the 5th. Arnold showed up 4 days ago. Is there anywhere would the guardhouse have records of all of the bodies that have shown up and when they were found?
No. The bodies have been identified, if even that. And then, like, they look for someone who can take care of it. If there's family, they give it to them. Your best shot would probably be to go speak with Arnold's family. And
sure.
and see
I just wanted, if it was possible, to get like a data journalism timeline of all the bodies.
Right.
But barring that, I'm planning to just go.
Yeah,
to
so they don't even
Arnold's.
know how many bodies have turned up this way because most of them are like not worth reporting because they're like nobodies.
Right. Maybe the Dogmaster might know.
Maybe.
Yeah. So I'll go talk to. Actually, no. I think I'll go talk to the Dogmaster first. I think that's who I'm going to talk to first. So I'm going to go head under the docks and see if I can find the Dogmaster.
Okay, 1 second. I'm just finalizing my calendar here. This is such a scuffed calendar. It's so ugly.
What's my title, by the way? Exactly.
Your title?
Yeah.
You're Samuel. You work for the guard. The guards.
Okay.
You don't have an official title.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay. I'm Guard Samuel.
Yes. Now you know that you're like one of the guards that gets to do investigative work, but that doesn't come with some title. You didn't even get a pay raise.
Sure. I just wanted to be called Detective Samuel.
You might call yourself that, which is fine, but your boss won't.
Okay.
Unless I literally called you Detective Samuel early in the roleplay, which I do not remember if I did.
I don't think you did.
I don't think you did. Great. Then I will try to remember not to. What other characters might call you?
All right.
Great. You go.
I'm gunning for the promotion. I'm gonna get a title one day. Oh boy.
I mean, the next promotion up is guard captain, right? It's a very flat organization.
There's guard. There's captain.
Yes. There might be like guard lieutenants here and there, like squad.
Yeah, I'm
leaders.
gonna be like, there's not like lieutenant
It's
or
like squad
you know.
leader. The reason why you don't have any title is because you don't have anyone working under you. Like that's how you become important, is to have underlings.
Yeah, so maybe I'll get some underlings.
Let's go.
I have a stat that gives me 4 henchmen or something.
Eventually, it gives you a maximum of 4 henchmen once henchmen gets introduced to the game. That's how
Incredible.
That works, which becomes relevant.
I can't wait.
You need to be level 9 to attract henchmen, so.
I become level 9, I'm becoming a fucking lieutenant, and then I can just be just like Lacombo. Anyway, I'm heading down to talk to Marina.
Yes, you're gonna talk to Dockmaster Marina. You're heading down to the dock. She is currently doing paperwork and sitting at behind a table. The Dockmaster's office is quite simple. It really is just it's like a little hut. When you go inside, there are 2 tables. One of them is vacant. One of them has a lot of paper, like a lot of parchment on it. A whole bunch of it. And she's just like filling in, looking over, filling out.
So I'll knock on the door frame.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say, so sorry to bother you. Are you Marina?
She looks up. Yeah, I am. What can I do for you?
Hi. My name's Samuel. I'm with the guard. I'm sent over to investigate the bodies that have been showing up in the docks.
Right. I figured you were about to come now. Now that Arnold's got. Are you able to provide protection as well? I'm a little bit scared for myself right now.
Well, I can certainly talk to the boss about that. Not really within my purview. Not really what I do. But I can certainly put in a word for you and see what we can do.
Great. Did you want to ask something? There's not some crime going on, right? Isn't it just Chalk? Mad at us? I don't know.
Well, we just have to figure out all possibilities, right?
Yes. It sure seems.
I'm just gonna ask you.
Strange.
I'm just gonna. I couldn't agree more. It's a bad business. I'm just gonna ask you a couple questions.
Okay.
Do you remember? You've been here not too long. Is that right?
Well, I've been here my whole life. I guess I got the job recently. My dad died.
Exactly how recently was that?
A year ago.
So that was well before the bodies started showing up.
Yeah, like half a year before. It was around winter last year, in the low season.
What was last year in the low season?
When I got the job.
Okay. And when did the bodies when did the first body show up?
In May. It was some poly guy. We thought at the time that there was some dispute between sailors. Happens all the time.
And just give me a rough estimate. How many bodies do you think have shown up since then?
A dozen? 18 max?
That's less than I thought. It's good. Okay, thank you. That's very useful information.
Yeah.
Now I'd like to ask you about Arnold. I understand if this is difficult for you.
Not really. He was an ass.
Okay.
But yeah, it's more so difficult because I'm afraid I'm next.
I understand.
If Arnold got...
What can you tell me about Arnold? He's an ass.
He's snooty. Daddy will do this. Daddy will do that. Terrible at his job. I put him in charge of noting inventory. His job was to go onto a boat, look at what they have, check the inventory records from Ryad. You might not know. Whenever ships coming into the bay here, they have to stop at Ryad. Every ship always has to stop at Ryad every single time, and they do most of the administrative work. All we have to do here in Robur is just do a quick count and check the record so that it matches. We don't have to do any counting of value or anything like that. We just do a quick check that it matches so that they didn't smuggle anything past Ryad. And if it matches, we give them the okay and we let them in. And then we're more like guides. We tell them where to go, what warehouse to use, what...
Sure.
Where they can sell their goods.
How exactly do you get your records from so the Ryad writes a manifest and you double check that that's exactly what's on the ship, correct?
Yeah, they leave it in the ship's logs.
Right. So the ship will bring the manifest with them from Ryad.
Yeah. It will have a stamp, an insignia. It will be good.
So he didn't sound very popular. Can you think of anyone specifically, any enemies he might have had?
Enemies? I mean...
Anyone who might want him dead.
Anyone who works in the docks. No one hated him more than anyone else, as far as I know. He was... I mostly handled ships that came from further away. From the far west or from the north. Or I also handled stuff that had origin in Kagia, up in the capital. Important goods. Arnold handled more local ships. Things from the other towns around the bay. Things from Sulani County, just out to the west. Things from Pali. That was more his domain.
Mm-hmm.
So those people interacted with him more, so they would have more reason to hate him. Because if you interact with him, you hate him.
Sure.
At least I think so. I mean, he had his friends. I guess.
Alright.
Maybe they were paid off.
He has friends? Do you know any of his friends' names? I could talk to them?
I don't know names, but he had some... There's these guys who... He was friends with them more recently, I guess. They're like trading people. They're from the main city.
The main city?
Yeah. The outside of the inner wall.
Oh, yes, of course.
From the outer city.
And he became friends with these people recently?
Well, over summer. Just people he met through trading. I think they're local traders who buy from the sailors. So he guided sailors there and was like, hey, you can sell here. And he got to know those people.
Okay.
I thought it was good. You know, I was afraid when he got the job that he would try to divert business to his dad. Do some corruption, but I was pretty happy that he wasn't. That these seemed to be unaffiliated people from the outer city.
Okay.
Doing his job right, at least.
Samuel looks down at everything's written in his notepad and he says, okay. Well, thank you for your time, Marina. I think that's about everything. Do you know who found Arnold's body?
Oh, who found it? That must have been... Oh, it's that ship from... It's the ship from Ponti. It's a big one. If you go out on the east dock, all the way out, there's a really, really big ship. It must have been. It came all the way from Ponty. I think it might have been further north before that. Up in the Hermit Kingdom, far up north. It's big enough that they went south of the peninsula all the way around. It's a well-defended ship. You don't see that a lot. It was around there that the body came up. I don't know who, but someone from that ship must have seen him first. It was eventually reported back just through some, well, you know, miscellaneous runner workers around here. Kids, you know, bring the news around.
Okay. Thank you, Marina.
No problem. And do put in some note. I'm dying under the paperwork here, and I really want to have a chance to stop by the temples and see what rituals I can do to protect myself from whatever curse is going on. But if it is some person doing this, however they would, I'd really appreciate the protection.
I'll see what I can do.
Thank you.
Yeah, have a nice day.
No problem.
All right. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go check out that shit from Ponte.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go down the east dock
Mm-hmm.
and look for the big ass ship.
Yeah. You get over there. Let's shift the music up on us. You come over to the dock, all the way out. It's like a 7-8 minute walk out on this dock. Long out, especially because you go into the very end of it. And you see this impressive looking double-masted ship all the way out there. It is the only double-masted ship that's in dock right now, on either of the two docks, the east or the west one. And you come out there, you see a bunch of people who look... There's not huge ethnic differences here on Bisandur, which is the island as a whole. But they definitely look ethnically different from you or the people around here. They're foreigners. Sure. Now the awkward thing is that they're foreigners from a country I haven't named yet, so we'll have to dance around that topic. But they're from what is usually referred to by your people. It's just called the Hermit Kingdom. That's what people call it. You played a little beta test campaign there before.
Yeah.
They look down from their sides. You see a lot of people just relaxing on the ship, just sitting against the railing. You see someone out by the gangplank, just pacing back and forth, and you approach. You make some pleasantries, and it becomes very quickly noticeable that you do not share a language with them.
I don't share a language, period. They came all the way. They don't speak common.
Not your common. They speak their common. Your common is common, Chaldean.
Sure. There's no one on the ship who speaks common Chaldean?
How do you go about finding out? The guy at the gangplank doesn't, and you get some scoffs and laughs from up on the deck.
I kind of just gesture up towards the boat, like, do you have... I guess I say in common, because maybe there's a common enough thing. Do you have anyone aboard who can speak with me? And I try to gesticulate. It's like, I need to speak with you. And then, like, do I have, like, I'm not wearing, like, any kind of armor or anything, any official wear.
Yeah, well, are you armed at all?
I have my crossbow and my cestus. Okay. But they're not visible. They'd be under my coat.
Oh, the crossbow. I don't know if you can put a crossbow under the coat. Or do you have like a long flowing coat?
Yes.
Okay, then it probably works.
I have like a trench coat.
Yeah. Okay, then.
It's like crossbow.
Yeah, that's fine.
Do I have like a badge of some sort though that would
Yeah, you can have
show me
some form of
info?
like I'm a guard badge. That's fine.
Yeah.
It wouldn't denote you
Yeah.
as different from any other guard, but yeah, you can have a I'm a guard
Sure, sure,
badge.
sure. So I say like, do you have anybody aboard that I can speak with? And I'll show him my badge.
He sort of eyes down on it, eyes up at you. Let's do our first roll of the campaign, shall we?
Oh, good.
Yes. Let's roll a normal stat check. So you come from 5th edition, so you're used to doing skill checks, right? We don't do skill checks in 2nd edition. We just roll stats and everything, right? And the way that you roll stats is that you roll a d20 and you try to roll your stat or lower. So you have a 13 in charisma, so you're trying to roll 13 or lower on a d20. The best possible roll, like the critical success, is rolling your stat, the 13. It then gets worse and worse, all the way down to 1, but that's still a success. And then it gets even worse from like 14, and then the critical failure is to 20.
Okay. I'm just trying to get basically as close without going over.
Yes, exactly. And then the more you
It's
go
Price
over,
is Right
worse.
rules.
It's Price is Right rules. And this is the rules for pretty much any internal check. When you check against your own abilities. This is how it works.
Okay. And so I'm just making a charisma check to be like, show me the guy. Okay.
It's basically how... Yeah, you come across as quite
9.
friendly. Yeah, that's like that would be like a 17 normally, right?
Yeah.
Like a 16. So that's a really good roll. So you approach this guy and you make these gestures and you try to come across as, your affable self. And it seems to work quite well. Like he nods approvingly, he goes, yeah. He says some mumbo jumbo and he goes on board. And now you hear some screaming. It's one of those moments where, like, I understand 0 of the words, but 100% of the meaning, where he's obviously screaming, like, hey, does anyone speak these fuckers' language or something? He's yelling across to his friends. And you get quite lucky, because this elderly woman starts walking down the gangplank. Let me just write that down. She walks down. She introduces herself as Henrietta.
Pleasure to meet you. I'm Samuel. I'm with the guard.
Yeah, yes. She speaks in an obviously thick accent, not particularly well. She is like really old, like 70 plus, but she carries herself with a straight back, which is rare because she's gone through 2 stat decreases for age. And so she has like a minimum of like -4 to her original strength and dex. Like it's intense, but she still carries herself well. So you can tell that like in her day, this must have been an impressive seafarer back in the day. She sort of like looks you up and down and goes, "How can me and my people assist you?"
Well, you see, I'm investigating the body that came up the other day. I was hoping I could talk to the person who found it.
The body that came up the other day. You mean scrawny little kid? Yes?
Yeah.
Oh. It was a disgusting mess. She yells back in her language, and the guy you just spoke to comes back down, and she goes, "This is Bobrik. Bobrik saw body pop out of water. I can help translate. What do you need?"
Can you tell me where exactly you found it?
She says something to him, and he literally just points at the water right next to where you're standing. Like, right next to where the ship is.
It was right here.
Yeah.
Right next to the ship?
Next to where you're
it's
standing
like,
right now.
Within a couple feet from the dock.
Yeah. Like, pretty much on the corner. I like that there's police sirens in the background of this one. It's a little bit funny.
I can't hear it. And I really make it really emphatic. Like he found it like right here, this exact spot.
Yep. He nods.
All right. How far is that? So we explained like the mud flats earlier. Does it like really shallowly go out, and this is just like the part of the ocean where it like happens to be good, or is there like a cutoff where like the mud flats like
it's
end where the
gradual.
ocean
It's gradual. So it's like the reason why this ship is at the far edge of like the short end of this dock is because it's such a big ship, so it really couldn't go any closer to land. So it's like sitting like the patriarch at the long dinner table, right? If you think of the dock, and then there's a bunch of smaller boats that are on the long side, all the way back to town.
Sure. Okay. But it came up right at the end of the dock, a couple of feet from the
floating chestnut is the name of the ship.
Balberg and Henrietta of the floating chestnut.
Yep. My notes on Bobrick say big guy. That's it.
Cool. When you found the body, did you notice any obvious injuries?
Yeah. She speaks to him and she goes, Bobrick says he had half face eaten off. Maybe by a big fish?
But nothing that looked like it might have come from before he was in the water.
She talks a bit with Bobrick, and he looks at you and shakes his head, and Henrietta says, we didn't look that close. We found a kid and sent it to Dockmaster. Someone came and picked body out of water. We went on with our day.
Not in my head. What time of day was it when you found this?
She asked Bobrick, and Bobrick thinks back. He thinks for a while. And he goes, and she goes, Bobrick woke up and came on to shift. Previous guy was very drunk. Hadn't noticed. When Bobrick took over, body was floating there.
Okay.
So sometime he took over in morning, sometime during night. We do not know when at night it pop up. It came from bottom of ocean. It float up. It is strange it did not float up earlier.
I know you said you didn't look too closely, and I understand that. But regarding that point, did you notice anything around its wrists or ankles, maybe that was used to tie it down? Any markings? Anything like that?
We will not have this information. We did not do this part of looking. Maybe
That's fine.
Maybe
I
we can
just
talk to
wanted to
people
know.
who receive body.
I will. I just wanted to. I want as many points as possible, you know?
I respect you do your job, and I respect you being pleasant to me and my men.
I smile and nod. I think that's all I have. Is it alright if I come back and ask you another question, if I need to?
Yes. Ask for Quartermaster Henrietta.
Thank you. And thank you, Bobrick. And I kind of bow my head a little bit in like a
He shakes
universal
your hand.
show.
He reaches forward, shakes your hand.
Okay.
Henrietta's already halfway up the gangplank.
Yeah, he comes shaking my hand. I haven't given the good like two-handed handshake, like one on the shoulder, one in the hand. I'm like,
You do that. He sort of like strange culture, then sits down.
Okay. All right. I think. I guess I didn't figure out who got the body, but I assumed it was the family who I was going to go to next. Yeah, sure. I'll go talk to the family.
Yeah. You seek out the family of Arnold. You can get this information easily, either from the guard stations or from Marina if you were to go back there. It's no problem to get. Let's change the music up for that.
Is it still going to take 2 hours, or is me being very thorough and asking questions gonna?
I mean, this case might take several sessions. We're just gonna play 2 hours because we spent a little bit more than an hour on character creation. This is not it. do this kind of music is always difficult to find something good for, because when you go for the intense like investigation things, they tend to be a little bit too intense a lot of the time.
Yeah.
But I still want them to be like a little bit mysterious. Let's do like a I had an idea. There you go. You come up to a... How do you describe this? It's like it's like a big flour factory, sort of. So what they do is they get flour in from the fields and grain, and their job... Yeah, flour with the OU.
I thought you meant flowers. I'm like, are we in the Netherlands?
My accent makes this difficult, okay? Work with me.
Same word, it's fine.
So they get the grain in from the fields, and one problem Rober has is that it's not very windy here. This place is very connected, so windmills don't function very well, and so they need to do a lot more like laborious grinding of things. And so they make some grain into flour here, and they make some flour into paste, and they can bring all this stuff out to bakers and whatever out in the city.
They don't have there's not like a big watermill on the river?
No, it is back in the city. They work together with people on the river who do some work, but some work is also done here. But again, flour also comes in from the outside villages. This is on the it's in like the halfling part of town, but it's run by humans, and that's mainly because halflings make up a lot of their best the best bakers in the area. A lot of food workers are halflings, and so it's important to have a baking bread kind of factory shop around here, and that's where you come up to, and you see a bunch of halflings running around who work here. You see a human foreman standing around directing some people.
Sure. Did Arnold have a last name, or was he not quite?
They're not
like
noble.
He was a merchant.
They're a wealthy merchant family. They're the kind of family who are constantly jockeying for influence to maybe become petty nobles in the future if they get enough influence.
Right.
But they aren't yet, and it's difficult to gain such a rank.
All right.
No matter.
Did I catch the name of any of Arnold's family members?
You haven't, but you can ask for that. We can say that you did that research because we haven't started role playing yet. Let's see here. Let's see who the leader of this family is. It's an old man.
Really, his mother or his father is really what I'm looking for.
Yeah. So I rolled for which of those two are the real leader of this establishment.
Yeah.
It is his father, who is really old. Matthäus is his name.
Matthäus.
Grain merchant. Yeah. You make your way in here, you ask around, you try to get a foreman, get the ear of the foreman. The foreman will direct you over to Matteo's office.
Yeah. I get what I was going for.
Yep.
So, as usual, he's in there. I knock on his door frame.
Yeah, he's in there. He's sort of like sitting around staring at the ceiling. There's a candle on his desk, but there's no paper there. No parchment.
Yeah. I knock on his door frame to get his attention.
You get a limp. Come in.
Sorry to bother you. You're Sir Matthäus, right?
There's no sir required here. I've never been knighted, boy.
Mr. Matthäus, then. The name's Samuel. I'm with the guard. I was hoping to ask you some questions about your son.
Yes. My dearest son. May Bylad protect him. Though Bylad took him. He was a fool, but I liked him a lot. He was a good boy. Didn't have it in him to take over any business, but I really thought he found a passion down there at the docks. Working in the inner city is worthwhile, even if it's not what we do. Oh, gone too soon. Poor Arnold. What do you want to know?
Well, I guess why don't you tell me about your son in general?
Oh. Arnold. He was a stickler for details. Do you have any children yourself?
I'm afraid not.
Well, any parent of many will know that when you have enough children, eventually you'll have a child who will tell on his siblings that the shoes aren't placed correctly in the shoe holder come at the entrance. You know? That's Arnold. Always finding something out of place, putting it back where it belonged, correcting someone, telling you if you're using the wrong word for some situation. He would have made a great foreman, less good of a businessman.
I take it that annoyed some people.
His siblings, his sisters especially. But we loved Arnold. He was a silly little child. He had lots of ideas, but he loved us and we loved him. We have a happy family here. Don't get it twisted.
I wouldn't dare. Lots of ideas. What do you mean by that?
Oh. He had a livid fantasy, Arnold. He liked dreaming of heroism and gosh, that boy would go down to the keep and beg the Ark to borrow a library collection. Not even trying to interact with magic, just wanted to read history books. He had an interest. He was rarely allowed. Those things are artifacts, priceless, perhaps, but whatever he could hear in a tavern or such, he'd memorize. He had a very potent memory, that boy. You told him something, he'd know it years later. He went around collecting stories when he wasn't counting numbers. Clever man. Anything else you want to know?
Thank you. I think that's good on Arnold. I'd like to ask you, if it's all right, I'd like to ask you about the day he died, or I suppose the day he went missing.
Well, yeah, these are two different things. He went missing, and then he was found dead weeks later. He went to work. I didn't think much of it. He's had that job for a few months. He seemed really happy with it. He just didn't come back. A day later, one of his sisters went down to the dockmaster, who complained that her assistant hadn't come in, and said that if we didn't find him, he could lose his employment. We got in a bit of a conflict over that. It's not right. Even if a man has an incident, he's earned his labor. But he just didn't show up. After a while, we were certain he'd gotten into some trouble or just ran away from town to live out his heroism. Until he showed up in the water. We were confused. We thought we had heard rumors that such a thing was going on, but it seemed to be a sailors' conflicts. Wasn't it?
I don't have any answers right now. I'm just trying to figure out what happened.
No. I offered to Violet at night, praying that my son was taken care of. He deserved better, that boy.
So it seems like he went missing sometime on his way to work from home, because he never showed up at work.
No, he didn't come home from work. Now you ask, I haven't asked if he was at work that day. I'm not so certain.
Well, the doctor, but you went the next day.
Oh yeah, you're right, yeah. Yeah, he must have not showed up. Yeah, curious. I haven't thought about it.
So that means he must have went missing sometime between when he left home and when he would have gotten to work.
Yes, which is an odd thing. I mean, he'd be walking through the Halfling district into the Docktown. Those are the two safest places in town. One because it's well off and protected, the other one because it's harmless.
Let me look at my map. So what district are we in right now?
You're in the Halfling district.
I'm in the Halfling district,
Yes,
so...
This is a human establishment in a majority Halfling village.
He would have had to cross through the inner wall into the Dock district.
Yeah.
Go through the Workers district into...
The Dockmaster's town is in the middle of the Dock district, right down on the water.
Right. Okay. Interesting.
Yep.
It's a strange time to go missing. It's one of the
in morning.
busiest parts of the day.
Yeah, I thought the same thing now that I thought about it. Well, there's a lot of people out. And for all I know, he was whisked away by, well, Punyar or Bila themselves, so... In that case, it wouldn't be so strange, would it?
I think that someone would have seen him get whisked away. But...
God's work in mysterious ways.
Perhaps. Now, I know it might be difficult. I'd like to ask you about the day he was found.
Yes. We got no word from Marina about that he had turned up. I went down with some workers from here and we collected what was left of his body. We brought it out to the local temple of Bailad, and we had him burned. There wasn't much left to bury.
Not my head. Did you have anyone inspect the body?
I did, as much as I could.
Okay. Did you notice any obvious injuries? I know that the fish got to him to some extent.
Yes.
But anything that you thought might have been from before he was in the water?
That's a bad roll on old Mateus for his autopsy check. He shakes his head. It was... I'm afraid to say it, but I was quite grossed out. I noticed lots of injury all over his body, but most of it seemed natural from his position. You get the clear distinction that this man... There's no knowing if there was anything or not. I would have rolled no matter what, like...
Yeah.
But you get the distinction that this information is non-conclusive. This man clearly doesn't really know what he's talking about. He's a bread merchant and a factory owner. With 6 intelligence, which is the same you have.
Sure. Yep. God. Inconclusive.
The worst answers are inconclusive, aren't they?
Yeah. I'll ask him again. Probably not going to get an answer to this, but did you notice him wearing anything strange? Maybe like ropes or chains that might have had him bound at any point?
No ropes or chains. He wasn't wearing much at all. His pants were gone. It was all naked down there. His upper body still had remnants of his tunic. For time period, by the way, I'm inspired by 1400s medieval times, which is a little bit further back than standard D&D. For how people get dressed and stuff, think orb, and you'll get it.
Okay, got it.
So this guy would have dressed a lot like main character kid in the beginning of Orb.
Raphael.
Yeah, Raphael.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Mateus.
Potatoes?
I won't bother any.
You call him potatoes? I thought you call him potatoes.
Potatoes. Oh, I called him Mateus.
Yeah,
That's his name.
Yeah, that's his name. Yeah.
Jesus.
No problem. I'm happy some due diligence is done. We did ask for it, and I'm glad to see that that Agnes has put someone to the job.
Yeah. I won't bother anymore.
Well, if you have a need to, please do.
I'll be back if I have any other questions.
Thank you.
Oh, one more thing. Sorry.
You stopped.
I meant to ask.
Ask this last thing.
It's supposed to be a pointed question at this point, but it's not because I just forgot something actually. I wanted to ask you about Arnold's friends. People he hang out with.
Friends? Arnold was a special child. Not very sociable. I don't know anyone I would describe as his friend.
Oh, well, I flipped back a page or two in my notebook and I said, well, when I spoke to Marina, she told me that he had recently been hanging from some people, some trading people from the outer city.
What side of it? From the west or the east?
I think she said the west, did she not? Or did she not tell me?
I think she said the east. Either she didn't tell you or she said the east, because the answer is the east. She might as well have told you the east.
She said the east. Oh, it says right here. Yeah, east.
Yeah. That's strange. We don't do much business out there. That's the opposite side of town.
She said that he may have, just been, you know, people. He may have just met these people, through the course of his work, and that he had, been hanging around with them recently.
Sounds like
you didn't know anything about this?
to me. My boy wouldn't hang out with unscrupulous folks from the east of town. That place is a hive of ne'er-do-wells, as far as I'm concerned. I bet she's just trying to paint him in poor lights. They didn't like each other, those two, as far as I'm aware. Don't pay too much attention to her words. She is good at her job, as far as I'm concerned, but clearly ill-fit as an employer of men.
I nod my head. I'm gonna put a big red star. Find Mateus. Find Arnold's friends. That seems important. Did not know about Arnold's friends. Interesting. and this might seem like a strange question, but I just wanted to know: was there anyone that you knew that? I guess the way to phrase this is: did Arnold have any enemies? People who really didn't like him, people who might want to see him dead.
Arnold was never popular. He, as I said, never really had anyone I would describe as a friend, but if you didn't interact with him too much, you wouldn't really have any reason to hate him either. He was a loner. Back in Temple School, as far as I know, if you asked his year mates, they probably wouldn't even remember him.
Okay. I think that's everything. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And you leave.
Yes.
We have a clue. We have one clue.
I have a couple things cooking.
Oh yeah, okay.
The problem is that, like, these mud flats. It's an environment that washes away all evidence. I think I'm gonna go speak to. I'm gonna go back to the docks.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk to, like, a local seafarer.
Yeah, someone who has a ship closer to coast, you know?
Yeah, someone who has a ship closer to coast. Someone who would have, like, interacted with Arnold directly on the job, as opposed to Marina, who interacted with him in the office. Someone who may have, you know, interacted with Arnold and these people from the East, because these people may have sold them to people in the East through Arnold. Right?
Was it? Can you run that by one more time? I was writing down something.
I'm looking for people. My goal here is to find people who may have, like, worked with Arnold more directly, and because you said that Arnold was, like, pushing business. Marina said that Arnold's pushing business to these people from the East, his friends from the East, right? So I want to find someone who will have, like, been the person that sold some stuff to the East.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
Through Arnold. So I'm looking for like a local seafarer, either like a captain or a quartermaster of a local ship.
What kind of ship size are you looking for? Are you looking for like someone who could take
small.
a dinghy down to Lusum, or are you looking for someone who could at least take like a coastal route out to Sulani? Those two places should be identifiable on the map. You got Sulani out west.
Sulani, way over there. Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Sulani is still like the most common trading place, because everything in Gurmod is like they don't trade with you. That's an isolated place.
Something mid-sized. Probably saying, someone who goes up to Sulani. Like, how long of a trip is that? A couple days?
Yeah, it's like a week.
A week there, week back?
Yeah.
Okay, that's longer than I would think. Yeah, someone who...
Lusum is like a day.
A day to Lusum, day back?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Give me someone who makes it out to Sulani.
Okay.
A more sizable ship.
Yeah. That's like a mid-tier, you know? That's what most ships here are, because the most common places to go from here are like Sulani, Ermin, Anum, Colside, Oram. Those are like the main places to go, because they will trade with the rest of the country.
So I'm just like going up the line and being like, "Hey, excuse me, can I talk to the quartermaster? Did you know the dockmaster's assistant, Arnold?"
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go till someone says yes.
Yeah. You'll eventually run into Sabrina. Sabrina is a middle-aged woman who captains a smaller but notable ship. It's a single-mast, pretty much a long ship. that has it probably rows more so closer to the coast and then sails first when it gets out of it. It might even
Yeah.
have to row through most of the bay, even if it went to Lucem, it might have to row all the way there because there's so little wind here. But once they get out in the
Sure.
open ocean, it could probably sail to Sulani.
Sure.
Sabrina is she's a fine goods shipper. She explains to you in the initial part of the talk where you're just getting to know her, right?
Sure.
She does some textiles, some just nicer things that they happen to make out in Sulani. I don't have Sulani's economic sheets written up, so think of something.
Okay. That's
And-
fine. I don't need the whole
Yeah.
the whole spiel.
Probably they do quite a bit of ceramics, I would imagine, so there's probably quite a bit of that there.
Textiles,
Yeah.
ceramics.
Yeah.
Ceramics.
Ceramics, whatever.
All right. And like, yeah. Did you know the Dockmatch assistant Arnold?
Yeah, I knew him. Special lad. Always a tale, that one. But he was good with the books. Never fucked me over. You're rolling like insane encounter checks this whole session, by the way.
Am I?
So in second edition, there is a mechanic which is like, whenever you meet someone or you have an encounter of some sort, there's a roll to determine their disposition. You're rolling like friendly or neutral off the board. It's wild.
That's awesome. All right.
By the way, your reaction adjustment from charisma is 0, right? I've been assuming so this whole time.
My reaction adjustment?
Yes, from
The
charisma.
fuck? What's a reaction adjustment? Where's my
It
character
basically
sheet?
is
There
like
it
if your reaction adjustment from charisma is 0, then
No, it's 1.
oh, then they should have been even friendlier with you.
Great.
You have a +1 on all these checks, or I should have a -1 when I make them.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Unless I double check that. Yeah, I have a 1 on reaction adjustment.
Yeah. They're rolled with 2d10,
Great.
by the way, so they are supposed to average out to indifferent, but you've had really good luck.
Incredible. Great. So yeah, she said good with the books, good. She seems to have a good opinion of them.
Yeah. Odd kid. Good kid. Arnold was like 17, by the way.
Interesting. Yeah, interesting. I heard from Marina, the Dogmaster, that Arnold was partial to some merchants in the outer city on the east side. Did you ever do business with those people? Or did Arnold ever push business that way?
Well, I do business with those people anyway. East side has, if anyone looking to sell goods that's gonna take the road routes up north, you sell it on the east side. West side is more for stuff that's gonna be used here. I travel up here from Sulani. I happen to have had some run-ins with coast down in coal side, so it's difficult for me to sell to Cagium without going for Rober.
Sure.
So if you want your stuff traveling up to Cagium, again, it's not very common that people go to Rober for that, but I have to, so east side it is. You got your adventurers over there, you got your, caravan merchants, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
People who can.
I guess I'm more asking about, did you did business with these people anyway, but did you did you ever meet anybody that Arnold knew out in that area?
I mean,
Ever do business with you, these people, and Arnold in the same room, something like that?
The only guy I know was Arnold had this guard guy with him. He kept saying that it was his personal protection when he came on the ships. A guy who, you get this in Riot all the time. You know, they're scared shitless down there. You check in your stuff with Riot before you come up to Rober. They come on. You have some bean counter who comes on, and then there's like 7 guards with him so that you don't kill the bean counter or fuck with the books. You don't usually get that up here, but you know, with the old man who used to run the place, none of his guys ever did that. But now that this young lady is here, Arnold had this protection racket thing going. I don't know. It was just some stern guy. I think his name was Mickey.
Mickey.
Yeah.
Do you know anything else about him? Where he lives?
I know nothing about Mickey. He was a guy with a short sword who hung around Arnold. That's all I know.
Sure. You didn't know anybody else on the docks who might know more about this guy?
I figured he was employed by Marina.
Well, Marina didn't mention him to me, but I'll go ask her again to be sure.
Oh, sure.
You've been very helpful. Thank you so much.
No, thank you very much. Yep. You leave Sabrina's ship.
One second. Let's talk about Arnold. I'm making a note. I'm writing this investigation note in like a stream of consciousness format where I'm like, all right, I have determined important contradiction. It's going to go in this spot where I've determined where it is, and I'm going to have to like go back through it and figure out what's going on.
That's how I wrote this thing as well, so my notes look the same probably.
Incredible. Okay, we have 20 minutes left to use. I understand what you're saying. I'm gonna head straight back to a marina since I'm already at the docks.
Okay, yeah.
Knock on her door.
Yeah, you knock. You're let in. She is still overwhelmed by the 2 people's paperwork done by 1 person. So she looks up. Yeah. You're back?
Yeah. Sorry to bother you again. This is something something I wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
That didn't quite line up. I was talking to one of the ship captains, and she said that Arnold kept a guard on him.
A guard?
On the docks. A guy named Mickey.
Why did he do that?
Don't know.
That's strange. I never told him to do that.
This wasn't a guy employed by you?
I don't know no Mickey.
You don't know a guy named Mickey. So Arnold ran around your dock with an armed guard, and you never knew about it?
No. I do just as much work myself here. It's me and Arnold had the same job. I just tell him what boat to go to.
Right, but surely when he came back to get his next assignment, he would have had his guard with him, no?
I never saw no Mickey.
Interesting.
I mean, unless he was keeping him outside. I don't know. He never brought him back here into the Dogmaster station. Never had him with him when he did paperwork. Gosh, I could have used the extra help.
Okay. Interesting.
I can now, too. Heck, I'd like Mickey to protect me.
Well, I'll let him know if I find him.
Yeah. Yeah, send him my way. That seems useful. That was some local kid. Guy with a short sword is better than a guy with none.
Okay.
Strange.
I'm gonna head through that.
Someone who can.
Oh, why is that?
Stand around him for so long. If he had him with him on several boats, that someone who stuck with him, that stands out to me. That's strange. I never seen anyone who could stomach that guy for more than a day.
I have a suspicion. I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna spend a little bit more time in the docks.
Okay.
I'm I'm not gonna ask. I'm not really looking to talk to anybody in particular unless someone pulls up with some unique info. But basically, I'm gonna be going around asking two questions. Did you know Arnold? What did you think of him? I want to like basically get a survey of like how popular is this guy? How well regarded is he?
Yeah.
Because I'm getting the feeling that Marina has a not accurate impression. Based on my conversation with Marina and my conversation with.
So how do you go about this? You're just gonna
Arnold's dad.
ask a bunch of people?
Yeah, I'm basically ask, hey, did you know the Documentary Assistant Arnold? If so, I'm Samuel with the police. Did you know the Documentary Assistant Arnold? If they say no, move on. If they say yes, I'm gonna say like, so what did you think of him? When did you, and then I'll ask some other basic questions, so not be like totally weird, but like when did you last see him,
Yeah.
etc., etc. I know that's gonna be very particular.
Yeah.
I guess I'll ask anyone if they saw him on the first on Monday. Did anybody see him on Monday? So if anybody
Well,
tells
he
me
came
yes,
up on Monday. He came up wet
Oh,
on
right,
Monday.
Right, my
So
bad.
he was gone like 2 to 3 weeks before that.
Right. I guess I should have caught the day from Mateus that he went missing rather. Um,
It would have been 9 days. No, not 9 days. I'm counting wrong. It would have been on that
he says,
day, so it would have been 12 days earlier, which is
okay,
slightly less than 2 weeks.
so it would have been the Wednesday 2 weeks ago.
My calendar.
So if he came up on the first,
1,
it
2,
would have
3,
been like
4, 5,
Wednesday the
6,
20th.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, Wednesday the 17th of August.
The 17th.
Yes, every single month is 28 days in this world. Exactly.
Oh,
Because that makes
Wednesday
math a lot easier.
All right, Wednesday the 17th.
Every month starts on a Monday. Every month ends on the fourth Sunday. It's super
Yeah,
clean.
it was a while ago, so it's tough. But so I'll ask if anyone has the answer. Did you see him on Wednesday the 17th? I doubt anyone's gonna even remember whether or not they did at all. But I'll ask it just in case.
We're gonna do some dice rolls.
And then also if they say yes, I'm gonna ask them, did you know Mickey? What can you tell me about Mickey?
Yeah, let's do some dice rolls. Let's begin with a general luck check for just how many people with relevant answers you encounter at all, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna call this the Doc Survey.
Yeah, so give me 2d12 for how many people with relevant answers you encounter at all.
Let's see. Where's my country? 2d12?
Yeah, I think that's a fair check here.
Be big. Nice. 18. That's huge.
Yeah, that's quite a lot of answers that you get. Now give me a charisma check to see if you're able to be affable with these people.
It's d20.
That is a pass.
Nice.
That's a really good pass. There's only 2 under.
Really good pass. Let's go.
Yeah. So most of those people you're going to have a pleasant, good conversation with. If you are a people person, it checks out. You're able to play Samuel the way you designed him, so that's nice.
Good, yeah.
And now I'm going to need a general luck check for how much these people actually know, right? So give me a D100.
A D100?
Yes.
What's the goal here?
You want to roll high. That's above average. That's above half.
It's fine.
But okay, they will end up knowing about half of the information that would be optimal to get to here.
Sure.
Let's see here. One person saw. It swears to you that they definitely saw Arnold on the 17th. No other day. Must have been the 17th. Absolutely. I know it was my mother's birthday that day. I kept track. Like, I know this stuff. I saw him.
All right.
No doubt about it.
What did you see them doing?
They're a wall guard, right? And they work on the west wall guard between the outer and inner city. So they checked him in. They checked Arnold in as he walked past the wall that day, which he had to do every day. In and out.
Checked Arnold into the inner wall.
Yes. He even
This
like this
is
guy he even digs out the
no.
books, right? And he starts going like 17th. Yeah, here. See? He walked through the inner wall on the 17th. That's Arnold right there. That's his name.
Yep, that's good.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
So that's that part of information. Then, how many people liked Arnold? 3 people go like, yeah, no, Arnold was great. Always knew his stuff. I asked him questions. He knew where it was. These people seem to mostly be people who would have use of, like, raw information from this guy. Like, where is this boat? Or what is the exchange rate of this good? Or how much of this am I allowed to bring into town? People with these kinds of situations, they love Arnold. They think he's great. 15 people go like, weird guy. Couldn't really make eye contact. Was a stickler for details. Would like walk up in the middle of a conversation and like tell me that my shoelaces were untied. And I don't.
So people,
really know him.
I think the vibe I'm getting is that most people think that Arnold's annoying.
He's really annoying. I'm trying to get the vibe across that Arnold is autistic. That's like...
Yeah, I've gotten that. I got that after the second conversation. I got that after talking to Mateus.
Yeah.
I got it. All right. How many people have like the full frontal hatred that Marina seems to have?
6.
6.
Yeah, and these people seem to mostly be like people who live here, you know? Like people who like run a warehouse in the area. People who might really benefit. Some of them you get the impression like this guy might benefit from skirting the lines on docking regulations sometimes. And Arnold always got in the way of that shit. Whereas another person is like, that guy would not stop bragging about like this and that. He was wearing this nice shirt and he kept standing in front of me, waiting for me to notice it, and then I'll finally be like, yeah, Arnold, you got a nice shirt on, and he'd move on. It was fucking awful. I hate that guy.
Okay.
There's this one person who swears that he's like a bit creepy, that like he'd look at them.
There's a woman?
Let me roll for Arnold's sexuality. Yeah, it is. He is the most straight he could have possibly been on that roll. So yeah, it was a woman.
Yeah, so this one woman was like, Arnold was staring at me.
Yeah.
All right. What about Mickey?
Ooh, right. Let's see if anyone knows Mickey. Yeah, most people tell you, more people than not, will tell you that, like, yeah, Mickey hung around Arnold, especially, like, the last 2 to 3 months, like, since June, perhaps? Late June? Mickey was around. He was a guy from the east of town. You know, didn't talk much, but always stood around. Helped carry some stuff. And Mickey was like, he wasn't a big guy. He was like a normal-sized dude. Carried a short sword. You know, a little bit of a ratty face.
Ratty face.
Yeah, he had like a...
I'm gonna kill him.
He had like, oh yeah, because
Rat.
you're fucking up Burden. Idiot. Yeah, that's what they tell you.
Okay. But no one knows like who he is, who his family is. They know he's from the east of town. He's like kind of ratty. They don't know who he is, who his family is, where he lives.
The speculation you get is that he's either like an out-of-towner, some kind of adventurer guy who tried to settle down. Maybe he comes from Cusel, or he's up from Ventus or something, like up north. But if not that, then he could potentially be like a former ne'er-do-well who tried to get a real job or something like that. He's a guy who had reason to carry a sword and be, you know, at least looked like he was capable of using it.
All right, that's interesting. That's an interesting proposition. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, all that information in my brain.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
You get to do
I
one more
can
thing today.
I can strike through this note, and then I think I'm gonna ask you: does the city have an adventurers guild? Like, so people said that adventurers,
My
some people
world
claim,
doesn't really do adventurers guilds. When we talk about adventurers, it just means like
right?
armed travelers, quote unquote player
Sure,
characters, right? They're not very common. They're about as common as player characters would be in this world. But you get these roaming bands of people who try to do stuff and travel around, do odd jobs, and it's usually seen as like a thing you do in youth most of the time. A lot of people have like, oh, I used to travel around and do odd jobs in my youth, and the term adventurer is just sort of what people have started calling these people, but some might call them questers instead, or some might just call them like travelers. It's not really a profession so much as a lack of a profession. And yeah, adventurers guilds are just not a thing in my
sure.
world.
Okay, it's fine.
They would hang around taverns. You might know like, oh, that tavern is right on the gate. Like adventurers tend to be there, stuff like that.
I should have asked another question on the survey, but it's too late now.
Yep, it is.
I wanted to ask uh, if people knew where the bodies were showing up, if they showed up in like the same areas. It's info I need,
You
but
can get that
I'll have to
info
find out.
from you can get that info from elsewhere. You can get that info back from guard
Yeah,
station whenever you want. So we
yeah.
can resolve that before we cut session. Um,
Well, let me wait. I'm just look at my data. Definitely saw Arnold the way he went missing. So this is the guy on the west gate.
yes, there's three ways into the inner city. There
Yeah,
is
I'm looking at the map right
There's
now.
a west gate, there's an east gate, and there's a castle gate. The only way into the castle, or like the keep, is to go through the inner city. It has no openings to the outer city.
Yeah, I got it. All right, I'm gonna go talk to two people. I want to go talk to both the guards of the castle gate and the east gate, and
Okay.
I want to see if their records show Arnold going to the outer city on the 17th or after.
Yeah. On the 17th, and this is where we're gonna cliffhanger, Arnold left the inner city in the morning and went east.
Okay. Do they have it? Did they take down exact times? I assume they don't even have real clocks here.
It's just like order. He's in the beginning of the list, so it must have been in the morning.
Okay.
Timekeeping is not really a thing in this world.
So he must have went pretty quickly. It was in the morning. He must have went pretty quickly from the west gate to the east gate.
Yep.
Maybe even beeline straight there.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yep. That's
So
gonna be
he
session.
exited. All right. Find Mickey is my last big note is in bold. Find Mickey. Arnold exited
Yep.
to the outer city from the east gate
Yep.
on the morning of the 17th.
Yep. So we haven't done a lot of mechanical gameplay yet, and we probably won't too much with this character because it's not really what the campaign is about. But on a vibe check, how are you enjoying? How are you enjoying the system?
It's good. I rolled good all day, so that's rare for me. So that's
Yeah.
good.
Yep. There's a lot
I
of
can't wait for me to not do that.
the fun part about playing second edition is even if you haven't really been quote unquote playing that much second edition because we've mostly just been role playing today and doing procedural question asking, I have been because I've been rolling fucking reaction checks all day.
Incredible.
And you only had like a single one, which was like on the border to hostile, and you passed anyway, and you did really good conversation. So I saw no reason to push that direction. You were
Yeah.
really reasonable with a lot of people today, and so that pays off.
Yeah. That is the character.
Yep, Mr. Affable.
This is what the character does. I walk around, I be Mr. Affable, and then people only get mad at me when I'm clearly onto them, and they're just like, "Leave me alone."
Yeah. The
Um.
Mateus got a little bit mad at you when you started saying things that Marina had said about his son. That was about it.
Yes. I did click onto that.
Yeah.
I didn't get the. Oh no, I wasn't saying anything like that. I didn't get to do that Columbo play.
Yeah. Yep.
No one got quite that mad at me.
Fun
All right,
session.
Arnold exited. Yes, good.
Any
Yeah, I
final
rolled
notes
good.
before we
That's
cut
the
the
good.
video?
No, I think that's good.
Good. See you next time we play Irondice mode. Yeah.